a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. We are blessed and highly favored here in studio. We've got a great lineup for you as always. Dr. Scott Anderson going to be talking about men's mental health awareness on the show today as well. And I want to let you know, remind you about our party coming up. We're hosting our gratitude party. This is our third Thursday event. Every month we're doing a third Thursday event over at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza. You are invited. Our audience is invited. All of our expert contributors, real estate team from the Platinum MVP team. Come on out and fellowship, enjoy some great networking and awesome food, wonderful ambiance at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. We have a great time there. It's a lot of fun. Great business mixer there. We're exchanging referrals and a lot of good stuff happening. Come on out and join us. That's going to be on the 20th. It's Thursday the 20th, Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. And we always have a great time over there. It's 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard. And we look forward to seeing you there at the gratitude party. Alex Lima in the house as well. He is our co-pilot on the show, as well as mixed martial arts expert, self-defense expert contributor on the show. Alex, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you? You having a good day?
Yeah, bro. Blessed and highly favored, working hard, getting deals done, and growing the business, growing the real estate side, and the show's doing awesome, too. 11 years almost on air, man. August will be 11 years now on the show.
Yeah,
so.
We just recently got some demographics on the show's listeners and stuff, right? On top of the, tens and thousands of views we get on our social media and YouTube and stuff and everything, we got confirmed numbers on our radio that, we want to thank all the listeners, man. You guys are tuning in organically for us in big ways and really listening to what we're saying, so we appreciate it and love you for it.
Absolutely. We appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that reaches out to the show hotline and calls us and any questions you have. We want to help make you more street smart, more informed as a consumer. That's why it's the Consumer Quarterback Show. And thanks for mentioning that, Alex. I had a great meeting with one of our reps, and when you look at the audience numbers, man, we had some really strong numbers. And a lot of times with radio, that's the question you get is, how many listeners do you have? Well, it's in the tens of thousands, and we are blessed and highly favored at 4 o'clock drive time here on Salem Media's flagship station, 860 The Answer, 93.7 FM. And we're right after Charlie Kirk. And I'll tell you what, Charlie is a juggernaut in the media space. Yeah, he's a superstar. And our listener fall off is very small right after him. So we're holding that audience. I think it's a lot about the content. It's about the local, supporting the local economy, supporting the local area business owners, expert contributors we have. So that is really cool, man. I was really excited to see that. What a strong 4 o'clock drive time hour. And then we also have our weekend show, 102.5 The Bone. So don't count that out either. Sunday morning, 7 a.m., 102.5 The Bone, helping buyers, sellers, investors in the real estate space. We got the self-defense side. We got you covered on real estate, of course. All of the home service providers, self-defense with Thomas King, Florida Firearms Academy, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors. So think about that. A lot of ways we can help you here. Reach out to the show hotline. We always love to have those conversations, even if it's just, hey, I wanted to chat with you about a topic. 727-263-3707. Call or text. That's our show hotline. 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You know what else we got?
Yes, sir.
We got hot properties, man.
We do. We got some hot properties. We got some great listings here. Let's let you know about a couple of them here. We got a new listing here. This one is going to be at 21480 Southwest Marine Boulevard, Dunellen. Okay, so northern audience of our listening audience, you're going to have a lot more value when it comes to the real estate space. So in Dunellen, you're getting a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You got a serene location, Rainbow Lake Estates. You're close to the crystal clear waters of Rainbow Springs as well. Extra spacious, great room, flooded with natural light. Just a gorgeous home. I love this home, and you have a little bit of a rural setting there. A lot of value in Dunellen, Florida. Check out 21480 Southwest Marine Boulevard. All right, I got one right here on Lake Tarpon. It's close to Lake Tarpon. You have access via the boat. It's 105 Lake Tarpon Drive. So there's a boat ramp there. You can park your boat, bring your boat into the lake, which, by the way, is one of the largest lakes in Central Florida, 2,500-acre lake. This one's right on Lake Tarpon Drive, affordable home, a great opportunity right here in Tampa Bay, 105 Lake Tarpon Drive, unit number 26. That's the lot number. But you've got shuffleboard, pool, community pool, clubhouse, a lot of fun stuff to be had there. Lots of great restaurants around there here in Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our real estate listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
All right, Dr. Scott Anderson back in studio with us. How you doing, sir?
Glad to be back. Doing very well. Can't
Awesome,
complain.
man. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Good to hear it.
In case you don't know, and that's why I'm here, June is actually Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I know there's other causes trying to commandeer that, but it is actually June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And June 10th through 16th, by the way, is Men's International Health Week. So just want to bring that to the attention. I think it's super important. Right now, men are under attack in the United States.
Masculinity.
I mean, they are being demonized and told that they're toxic masculinity and being emasculated. Basically, the media is figuratively castrating men. Yep. It's especially by
kids too.
Absolutely. I mean, they're destroying, anyways, the benefits of the patriarchy as well as the masculinity that's necessary for functioning. We're being blamed for everything, pretty much.
Yep.
I can't remember the last time I wasn't blamed for something. When people talk about discrimination, I'm the most discriminated against human being in the world. I'm a straight male, and when I walk out into society, I take a beating every day.
I know, right?
It's a war out there.
I mean,
men literally get up and prepare for war every day when they leave that house because the result of this is because we've been conditioned from little on to basically achieve, perform, compete against everything. And that the only way that we get validation is by going out there and achieving, succeeding, winning. And there's a cost to that, unfortunately. And that cost is that mental health and the physical well-being of men are being deteriorated.
Getting beat down. You get beat down on a constant basis.
Men, boys, they're taught to hide their feelings, to not express themselves emotionally, to not show weakness or emotional weakness. That builds up over time. And when there's no outlets, and that builds, sooner or later it's going to come out. And unfortunately, in boys, men, that is physical deterioration, mental health deterioration. So there's a lot of problems with that.
Absolutely.
We're seeing a lot of it right now.
And if you just joined us, we're talking with Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Scott is a longtime friend of the show, and we talk a lot about Addiction Recovery Care of Tampa. That's his URL and website.
We cover substance abuse, mental health, all things substance abuse and mental health.
Substance abuse, mental health, and it's like record numbers now. This is not 10 years ago in terms of these numbers. The numbers are staggering.
Since 1941, this is the highest rate of mental illness and/or actually suicide. Suicide is up. It's in men. 50,000 men a year commit suicide.
Much more than women, by the way.
Oh, 80% of men, 80% more statistically.
Exactly. I've heard that.
It's unbelievable. 50,000 men commit suicide. If you do a little math on that, that's 110 men a day kill themselves. That's one every 12 minutes. That's unbelievable, and that's the highest number since 1941.
And that's just in the U.S.
And you couple that
in the US.
Global scale.
Global scale, 600,000 men commit suicide. But I wanted to focus more on the stats of us here in the United States.
And if you couple that with the veterans, too, the PTSD veterans, even police officers, the first responders. We just had on one of the shows the last couple of days, we had Roger Coons from Music and Cinema. He had a good friend of his that had a recovery type scenario place, basically like a ranch in the Carolinas where he would bring veterans there, and he was talking about some of the stats. It's staggering.
It is staggering, and it's overwhelming. So, what's the cause of all this? Well, it's like I said, we're under attack. So men are pretty simple. I'm just going to bring it to you like this. We're very simple, and I am going to speak for all men because I think they'd back me on this. We want a few things. When we get up, we know we've got to work. We know nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares if we're hurt, if we're down. We have to perform. We have to produce and provide. So we're willing to accept that. We're willing to go out there and be warriors. But only thing that we really want, especially in relationships, is some mutual respect. And basically, just not even affirmation. How about just a little appreciation? Just recognize what we're doing, appreciate it, and give some mutual respect. Give some validation in that way by being respectful and helping us get where we need to be. And I'm telling you, that goes a long way for a man. If you support your man, if you give him some appreciation, if you validate the things he's doing, that man will work to death for you. He really will. There's nothing he won't do for you, as long as there's mutual respect. Obviously, the communication, trust, and intimacy. But
and you got the different types of love too. You got the brotherly love, the agape, the different types. I love that biblical verse when they talk about that. And when you look at that, what you were just saying, the male, the husband, the God's design, intelligent design was for the man to sacrifice himself for his family.
Yeah, for the needs of the family. And in response, the woman has to support and uplift and stand behind her man. And appreciate that man and validate what he's doing. And that man will give his life for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've talked to lots of guys, and we have men's groups, and that's one of the biggest things is just appreciate us. Just acknowledge what I'm doing. Appreciate us. Don't make my life harder. I'm at war all day. When I come home, I want peace. I want to feel comfort. I want to feel safe. And the only way to have that is to have someone that isn't going to argue and be disrespectful and nag me, tell me what I'm not doing. Just want some peace.
Now, how much does drugs have to play in this, right? You look at pharmaceutical industry being record numbers, and I think that the level of distrust now in the American Medical Association, a lot of these institutions.
Yeah, they've destroyed any bit of validity that they've had with this whole, with the virus and the vaccines and stuff. So people don't trust the medical industry at all, and they shouldn't. They really shouldn't. They have to kind of do their own research. Basically, you've got one. I got the statistics on this. 1 in 8 people, men, have substance or mental health issues. These are diagnosable mental health issues. Vastly underreported because most of these guys do not seek out the help and get this addressed. 1 in 6 have substance abuse disorder.
Wow.
1 in 6. Again, vastly underreported.
Mostly alcohol.
Marijuana, those addiction, but it's mostly pills, alcohol, and marijuana. Marijuana has finally surpassed alcohol in terms of abuse.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's more readily available now.
It's
always been readily available, but now
preferred.
you can
just they go through trends. There was pills, and then meth, and then there's alcohol was always a kind of standby or default. But marijuana's number one now. In terms of what I see, especially in the clinic, but statistically.
Tease us what we're going to talk about on the flip side here, Scott.
Well, we want to kind of get to why this is happening, what's undermined men in masculinity, what's the kind of cause of that, and then what is the men's response and what can we do? How can men kind of get stability for
I like
this
that. Solutions to the problems. Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Addiction Recovery Care of Tampa. He's got a great YouTube channel out there as well. You can find him on our site as well, consumerqb.com. Coming up also, interesting story, 50 Cent. He announces support for Trump by black men. Find out why he's saying that he expresses his belief that more black men will be supporting former President Donald Trump coming up in the election. Stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you as well at brandonR1, at CQB Show, and of course YouTube is our channel there as well. Go to YouTube and check out the channel. We'll be right back here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida. 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, back in studio. Appreciate you hanging with us, your local economist of choice, your real estate economist of choice, helping you sell your real estate listings faster for more money, maximizing the exposure. We're actually helping several listeners right now with their sale of their real estate properties. Greatly appreciate you reaching out and helping us with that. Also supporting all of our other expert contributors. We have great attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, doctors, self-defense experts. So don't hesitate to reach out for anything you need. We want to be that super connector for you right here in Tampa Bay. All right, a couple of hot listings for this segment. 1922 Fiesta Ridge Court right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. This is a nice entry-level home. Great opportunity to own real estate here in Tampa Bay. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, almost 1,300 square foot townhome, gated community, Las Palmas Townhomes in Tampa. This is a great opportunity. You got a nice little backyard there, and it is a newer build too. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay. 1922 Fiesta Ridge Court, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 1,300 square foot, bright and open floor plan here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 5198 40th Street South, St. Petersburg. This one is Pinellas County. Great opportunity, again, to buy real estate, leverage your money. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 2-car garage, 3,000 plus square feet here at 5198 40th Street South, St. Petersburg. Beautifully renovated interior. You have a screened-in back patio, spacious living room, open floor plan, and you are located in the heart of Maximo Mooring. Stainless steel kitchen, of course, and more. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Check out platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Dr. Scott Anderson, we are talking about men's mental health awareness. Dr. Scott Anderson, local expert contributor here in Tampa Bay, support the local economy by supporting him and his YouTube channel and everything that he's doing. And 50 Cent coming out saying, hey, I believe that he's expressing that he believes that black men will support Donald Trump coming up in the election. Reason why is because they're seeing the bogus charges. They're seeing the misuse of the criminal justice system. They're seeing, and specifically he talks about who experienced charges under racketeering, influenced, and corrupt organizations, the RICO Act. Yep. What's your thoughts on that, Scott?
Well, I think that the black community in particular is starting to sympathize, I guess you could say, and maybe even empathize with Donald Trump. And in turn, I think they're starting to get on board. And the reason why, common interests and common experiences. You know, African Americans have experienced some of the injustice of the justice system, right? And they've gone through that for so long that when they see that that's happening to this guy, they realize he's not one of the elites. He's in the same boat they're in.
Great point.
And because he can empathize and understand that, he's going to do something about it. And in helping himself, he's going to help them. Plus, they started to wake up to the reality that all these lies and promises that never get kept, that Donald Trump keeps on kicking the board over and exposing, they started to realize that. And now they're on board, and they should be.
Yeah, a lot of the Democratic
they're never going to have more prosperity in terms of their individual as well as businesses than under Donald Trump. That's an absolute fact.
Because if you look at the policies of the inner cities, the Democrat policies, years and years and years, it's caused a lot of these problems that we're talking about with mental health awareness.
Of course. The lack of funding for mental health, the legalization of drugs and alcohol and those types of things.
Basically, the legalization of single parenthood.
Exactly,
that's the biggest one, right?
And the subsidy of it, with the welfare, and then legalizing crime. Of course, their neighborhoods are going to be destroyed. Of course, they're not going to have prosperous businesses and so on. And that's by design by the Democrats. But I think they're waking up to that. The more Donald Trump exposes by the things that the left is doing to him, they're realizing, wait a minute, he's one of us.
Yeah,
he's going through the same stuff. And if he gets to be president, he's going to help us.
He's going to change some things. I know that. Yeah. Dr. Scott Anderson here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Scott, talk to us about what we teased. We talked about the why and how it's undermining.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I want to reiterate it because June is Mental Health Awareness for Men Month. It's been commandeered, like I said, by other causes, but this is Mental Health Awareness Month for men. Basically, like I said, because we're in this situation where men are at crisis situations, the worst it's been in 80 years, especially with suicide and the breakdown of mental health and substance abuse. 60% of men that have these issues don't get help.
Right.
And the reason why, and it was reported, they did a study on this, and this is so sad to hear. These were the responses by the vast majority of these 60% of people, men. I don't want to burden anyone. I'm too embarrassed. I don't want to admit that I need help.
Right.
There's a stigma, and I don't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to appear weak. And I have no one to talk to. That's one of the saddest ones. And then the most heard answer, no one cares. And that's the truth of it. No one does care. Listen, if I break down on the side of the road and I'm waving around, no man's going to stop for me to fix my car.
Well, there's a small segment that might.
I doubt it. It's never happened to me, and that's happened multiple times. So you may get a good person. Yeah. But a woman breaks down on the side of the road, there'll be a line of 75 people with tools out looking to help. Yeah. So men don't get the same favor in terms of societal response for help.
Yeah.
And they're not expected to be weak. When your man exposes weakness and emotional weakness, what happens amongst other men? You think he's received well?
Yeah.
He's ridiculed, put down, and a beta male and this and that. So that's the stigma attached. Yeah. So what do we do? Well, men have to stop being so petty. It's like I look at what's happening with the WNBA, and I'm thinking men are just as petty with this stuff because they have to be able to support other men. They have to stick together in this current environment. And again, the same standard fix: exercise. Take care of yourself. Start to connect with friendships and people for support.
Self-love.
And awareness and physical help. Or physical wellness. Watch your diet. Cut out the alcohol and the drugs. And 80% of that will get you stabilized to the point where you can function and get you out of that.
Shout out the Share the Love.
Share the Love charities. That's what helps us fund treatment services for those that can't afford it, don't have accessibility. The YouTube channel also has a bunch of available videos, therapeutic and educational, for free for people to have support.
Nice, good stuff. Awesome. All right, Dr. Scott Anderson, always a pleasure catching up with you, and thanks for bringing that valuable information about men's mental health awareness, that is, on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Appreciate that. Coming up, Mike Murphy Auto Group, coming up, as well as a special guest, former MLB player, Orestes Destrade. I know I don't pronounce that right. I'm not good at my R. I got to roll my R's. I'm not Spanish enough. Alex, you want to give it a shot? Orestes Destrade coming in here. All right, good stuff. Coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. We've got our auto industry expert, Mike Murphy, in the house, Murphy Auto Group, as well as special guest former MLB player, host of Slump Busters podcast, Orestes Destrade. Now, I know I probably didn't pronounce that properly because I don't roll the R's.
You got to roll the R's, Brandon.
Give it to me. Let me hear it.
Orestes Destrade. A lot of R's and S's going
Orestes
on there,
Destrade.
but everybody knows me as Big O. So.
You know how you practice that? Like how we teach little kids and babies, and I'm sure you can probably attest.
Yeah.
What do we always make the little babies say? You go, arroz.
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 Okay.
And start making them from a young age, arroz.
There we go.
So start with Brady, man.
Arroz is a good one. Yeah,
Got it. Okay, good. So I love that. We're going to have a great conversation coming up on the auto industry, maybe some baseball, some sports, and also Slump Busters is a new podcast as well coming up here on the show. Now, we always like to feature our listings, and I got to let you know about my massage therapist. So I've got a great massage therapist, Divine Balance Alternative Healing. Stress is the number one killer. As you know, I had a double bypass heart surgery about 4 years ago. So you got to watch your stress, guys. You got to watch your stress out there. Divine Balance Alternative Healing. I get a 90-minute massage every week. She does a great job. DivineBalanceAlternativeHealing.com. Pinellas County, Palm Harbor, does a great job there. Got the hot towels, aromatherapy, hot stones, reflexology, all the good stuff there. So say hello to Christina. Make sure you let her know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, a couple of hot listings here. Now, where are my University of Florida, my Gainesville folks, my Gators up there? We got a property here, Old Archer Road, 3101 Old Archer Road. We got 90 units available for sale in Gainesville. So I'm looking for my investors. These are pre-construction condos, luxury condos, just a gorgeous building. Now, this is the same developer that's built the Four Seasons hotels. I mean, he's doing things right here. Great opportunity. You're getting 10% off retail. Old Archer Road, Gainesville, Florida. You're a mile from the University of Florida. Shands Medical, Butler Plaza. Multiple different units available there. We got 90 units available. 400s up to $900,000 at Old Archer Road in Gainesville, Florida. Of course, compliments of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked team here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, Gulf Boulevard, another one here locally in Pinellas County. This is on Gulf Boulevard, 18522 Gulf Boulevard, Unit F, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,000 square foot. Beautiful condo right on the beach. You're on the sugar sand beaches and dolphin-filled waters of Indian Shores. Great opportunity to own real estate here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Check out platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Mike Murphy back in studio. Welcome back, sir.
It is so good to be back.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. Always great having you. And I love to catch up on, just we have these great conversations. We're talking auto industry. We're talking a little politics here and there. Where do you want to start today?
Well, hey, it's June, so breaking news, but hurricane season started. Can you believe that already?
Oh, boy.
So I'd like to just do a shameful plug for Miracle Toyota. It's buy a Toyota, get a Honda time. It's my favorite time of the year to buy a new Toyota. When you buy a new Toyota, you get a Honda generator to take care of you and your family and the essentials for this upcoming hurricane season.
Nice.
I believe there's supposed to be 14 named storms this season.
Supposed to be heavy, I heard. It's going to be hot and heavy. I know the Gulf of Mexico, everything's all pretty hot out there.
Going down in Miami right now with the flooding and all the rain already.
Big floods already.
Wow.
Serious stuff already happening.
Flash flooding, man. We got a lot of rain here a couple days ago. But, yeah. So hurricane season, you got to have the generators. You got to have that. It's a must-have.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things like you will regret it when the storm is past and you're without power. So come in, buy a new car, 90 days to your first payment, and we're going to include a generator.
Wow, you get 90 days off of payments too.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, man. That's building in a lot of value right there.
Yeah, it's so important because, what we have to understand is we live in the best state in the union. With that said, everything in Florida is trying to kill us. I mean, we've got alligators, we've got lightning, right?
The heat.
We've got hurricanes, heat,
Yeah, snowbirds on the road.
So snowbirds on the road. My goodness, it's one of those things. Like as much as I want to make America Florida, we do have to understand that natural disasters is part of our life, and planning makes these things so much more bearable. And a simple generator can run a fridge, an AC unit. Now we're keeping medicine cold, food cold. I've got a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. Yep. Can you imagine, if the milk started to spoil, what kind of catastrophe I'd have on my hands?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, man. There's a lot to think about. I was just talking to our insurance expert contributor, and when he said something on air about the replacement cost of your home, and I went ahead and started talking to I started a dialogue with my insurance team, and they're like, you're looking at this dollar per square foot. If you had to rebuild, God forbid, you have to rebuild. And I noticed that I was probably underinsured right now. So I think a lot of people need to think a layer deeper, look at these different ideas and talk about that.
Absolutely. You know, I own Murphy Family Insurance, and that's one of those things that people seem to buy insurance and forget about it. But it is one of those things I encourage you to do it with your annual checkup, is to shop your insurance annually.
Yeah, exactly. You need to. You got to. So what about what's going on in the auto industry? Because we talk a lot about EVs. We kind of beat up on the DC elites trying to push this electric vehicle on us. But it seems like the demand's just not there yet.
Well, yeah, let's talk about how the free market is probably also an environmentalist. So the free market loves affordable, highly fuel-efficient vehicles.
Yep.
This is why Akio Toyota, I think, is truly one of the most impressive leaders in our entire planet. When everybody was going woke to EVs, he said, "Are you kidding me? Did you know that it takes the same amount of raw earth material to make one BEV, battery electric vehicle, as it does to make 90 hybrids?"
Wow.
So if the goal was truly to lower our carbon footprint, what makes more sense? To sell one of something or 90 of something?
Right, yeah.
And right now the best part about Toyotas, specifically Miracle Toyotas, if that makes sense, is the fact that now hybrids are becoming standard. There are certain vehicles that you're not having to be upcharged to move into a hybrid.
Yep.
The new Sienna comes standard as a hybrid. Corolla Cross comes standard as a hybrid. The Toyota Crown, fantastic vehicle, standard as a hybrid.
Nice. Yeah, the hybrid. Now, what is a hybrid? I think I know, but...
Sure, it's the best of both worlds. So people say when you drive an electric car, it's so fast off the line because it's like an RC car. It's full electric. So a hybrid takes advantage of batteries that take the vehicle from 0 to, say, 8, 10, 12 miles an hour.
Yep.
Now that is converting over to an ICE internal combustion engine or fuel burning at about 12 miles an hour. So the laws of physics basically says the hardest thing to do is take a stationary object and put it in motion.
Got it.
So that's happening by battery with absolutely no fossil fuel burning. Once the object's in motion, to accelerate it, the internal combustion engine kicks in. So that's why a Camry gets 40 miles a gallon, and it's faster to drive now than ever.
Yeah, I love that. You know, you look at the affordability. I think Americans right now are getting hit from so many different areas. You look at this 3.2% increase, but that's year on top of the year, on top of the last year, on top of the last year. So, you know, they're getting hit with the groceries, the gas bills, et cetera.
Yeah.
Insurance costs. I mean, it's all going up.
I mean, I have to take my, shot at DC. Isn't it amazing that car guys have the bad reputation of tricky math? Like, oh, they're Sicers.
Sure.
Okay, well, let's take it into a different point of view. I heard inflation's down.
Right.
What? It's up 3.3%.
Exactly.
Prove it.
How is up down? Only in D.C.
Yeah,
it's
only in
absolutely
DC.
incredible.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that you don't have to go left or right or you be in the middle. Everybody makes up their statistics to prove their narrative. What did our current leader say? Don't let the truth get in the way of the facts, man. Or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a brilliant one.
Yeah, they're trying to say it's slowed down. The rate of increase is slowed down. So, but yeah, that's a challenge. On this topic too, it's kind of interesting too. On earlier part of the show, we talked about how 50 Cent is saying that he's believing that more and more people, and I think just last year we had one of the other rappers too, Ice Cube, coming out and saying, hey, I think more and more people, more and more blacks are going to be supporting Trump. And I know there's a big thing going on around the tips now because he's saying he's going to exclude tips.
Yeah. Hey, my personal favorite, real quick, Meek Mills came out on a tweet that says, you can't wait to see who the streets are voting for this time.
Ooh, I love it.
And Meek Mills is young, so he's still on his way up in the rap game. It's not like he's made his millions and go, wait a minute, I need to lower my corporate tax position. Yeah. He's speaking for the streets, and it's really nice. Sorry to cut you off.
No, that is. I mean, because the reality is that a lot of the guys that have been talking have been little older rappers.
Yeah.
So when you get the youth, the guys that are making the millions now that some people think are going to be on the left, these guys are jumping aboard too and going like, this makes sense.
Yeah, millennials. I mean, you look at Gen Z. You look at the levels of home ownership. There was a stat I did on a couple shows a couple days back, and it was basically 42% of Gen Z is stating that they need help from their parents to be able to have housing.
Yeah, I read that same thing. It said the number one election concern or the number one priority was affordable housing for Gen Z.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that interesting? Then, I think it's really brilliant what Trump did. He goes, okay, most Gen Z people are in the service industry, food and bev.
Yep.
What if we just not tax tips?
Yeah. Exactly.
Would that help the average, 18 to 26-year-old who's saving for their first house or saving for that first engagement ring?
Yeah, yeah. And he also jumped on the TikTok as well. So he jumped on TikTok and doing some stuff with Charlie Kirk and Turning Point. So it'll be interesting.
And who's the fighter, Logan Paul?
Yeah,
that was
just in
interesting.
the waiting room. I just saw Trump and Logan Paul hanging out.
Yeah, that was
squaring
bizarre,
off.
wasn't it?
Yeah, they squared off like this, and then he's like, they started laughing, like they're going to go face to face. But yeah, that's awesome. Let's talk a little baseball. Tell me, you had an amazing career, and just what's your thoughts around baseball right now?
Yeah, baseball is going through a lot of different things. In fact, my connection with Mike Murphy was kind of started because of baseball, believe it or not.
Yep.
His marketing guru, one of his employees, Graciela Thomas, reached out to me a few months back, and we got together, and he invited me to talk about what a philanthropic guy that this guy Mike Murphy is. He was giving back to HBC, historically black community college in Augusta, Georgia, called Payne College. And I went up there, and we did a fundraiser at one of the ball games there, and I got a chance to talk to the kids, raise some money, and it was great. So baseball is a good way to kind of bring communities together.
Oh yeah,
and because it's still Americana, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now there are some things going on right now that are a little tricky because sports betting has been an issue right now in the world of sports, pro sports, because then you start getting into the possibility of it getting rigged.
Right.
So you've had a player from the Padres, a couple other players from the Cardinals. Obviously in basketball, they've had Jonte Porter. You've had it in football the last couple of years, and soccer, it's been immense for a long time. So it's something that the world of pro sports right now is trying to control and be dramatic about. So if the guys get caught, they're going down heavy.
Yeah, I hear you. If you just joined us, folks, we're talking with Mike Murphy, Murphy Auto Group, and Orestes Destrade here.
Quarterback
Arroz con pollo. Rolling the R's.
Now if I can get you talking Japanese,
there we go.
In Japan for 5 years.
We'll take one language at a time. The gringo's got to have one language at a time. All right,
Papi chulo.
Yeah, there we go. I like that. So you started a podcast, or you got a podcast that started up?
Yeah,
tell us about that.
I've been involved in several podcasts. The last one that I was with was the MLBPAA. I'm a co-chair on the MLBPAA, which is a Major League Baseball's alumni association, and they're in their marketing. Been broadcasting for 22 years with ESPN, XM Radio. I created a show for XM Radio back in the day called Solamente Pelota, and also was on morning show. So for a while I was doing a 6 to 9 morning show and a 3 to 6 drive Spanish show in English and in Spanish. And then for the last almost 13 years I was with the Tampa Bay Rays with Fox and Valley. So
nice.
Baseball and broadcasting has been a big part of my life for 22 years after my 15-year career.
Yeah, super cool. I love how you look at it, and even from youth sports up to I played at USF. I played at USF. That community that you get with sports, baseball, football, whatever sport. That's my advice to parents: get them involved, get them out of the house, get them out, get them some dirt on their hands, and get them off the screen. Right.
And the key thing also is, especially when you get local and you get regional, is other community leaders and businesses, and that's one thing where Mike Murphy is very involved in Augusta, Georgia, with his dealerships. Over here, I just was at one of a meet and greet watch party that we had last Sunday at Miracle Toyota, or as I call it, Milagro Toyota, because that's miracle in Spanish. And,
nice.
Yeah. So it's un milagro for sure, and getting and really connecting. There's a very huge demographic of Hispanics in that area, Haines City, Kissimmee, Davenport, the whole four square area there, and he's doing a wonderful job of not only providing a great Toyota service scenario, but the community part, because then you get into the little leagues and the Pee Wee leagues and football and basketball.
Yeah.
Sports, in my mind, for a community is paramount, and I don't think I have to tell you that.
Exactly.
What it can do in the fiber of connecting people beyond demographics.
Exactly.
And I think that's a key thing for being blessed.
And if I may, you don't even have to be successful at the sport.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, sports alone gives you such an ability, a confidence to communicate, make a friend, build a relationship, support a teammate. But if you are successful in sports, it also develops a little bit of confidence that carries over into the business world. Most people do not know that my grandpa could not read or write.
Wow.
And my dad, pitched for the Dodgers, had a professional career, and that's the only thing that got us out of extreme poverty.
Right.
So the American dream is alive and well. Sports is a great way to just completely not only change your life, but your kids' lives and multiple generations after that.
Yeah.
I think that's why Murphy Auto Group is so locked in on giving back to the next generation of athletes.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of good stuff here. All right, stay with us here. We're going to take a quick break, come right back. More with Mike Murphy, Murphy Auto Group, and Orestes Destrade here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 at CQB Show, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're almost at another milestone there, so we greatly appreciate that. Online at consumerqb.com. We'll be right back.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right. We're back here in studio. Mike Murphy in the house, Murphy Auto Group. Got an event coming up we're going to let you know about. Also, Orestes Destrade in studio with us as well. Just a hot listing here. We'll let you know about, we sell vacant land as well. So we got some land on Rustling Wind, Zero Rustling Wind here in Tampa Bay, Brooksville. We have 60 current listings. We have a plethora of residential listings, commercial and vacant land. So 4.5 acres parcel of land in Brooksville for sale. Platinum MVP team. Rustling Wind Road. This one's prime for development. Great opportunity to own real estate close to the Suncoast Parkway. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Somewhere sunny and 75. All right, so we're talking with Mike Murphy here in studio and Orestes Destrade on the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of things we want to get to. We got an event coming up. You got a really cool watch party event, a great opportunity to meet
as well. We do. You know, it's for those of us that are Rays fans and been to Rays games, before we go to the event on July 7th, you know, we're probably in the car or at home, we're hearing Big O's voice, and we're going, man, that sounds familiar. And I just want to say thank you from a fan's point of view, because when you were not, when you're doing pregame and postgame, you had the whole game. Most people would hide, but to watch you walk around in the Rays Club, down in the home plate club, getting to know the fans, it really created something so special. So thank you for your personality and your ability to just meet and communicate and take pictures with so many people. I think you'd like it so much that from 1 to 6 p.m. on July 7th at Miracle Toyota, you have your chance to come hang out with us. We're going to be watching the games. We'll be grilling out hot dogs, hamburgers. There may or may not be peanuts, some beverages, and then you get to
Cracker Jacks.
Cracker Jacks, yeah. What's baseball without Cracker Jacks?
There you go.
Baseballs that I sign and give away.
Nice.
You know, so pictures of from when I was back in Svelte and Brandon. You remember those days?
Oh, back
you
in the
know
day.
when the older I get, the better I was type stuff. And
yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, and they have a great staff over there. Mary Muse, who heads a lot of that stuff over there, and What's the big guy's name there?
Rusty?
Rusty's
the man.
Fantastic. They put on a great show, and just come on out and have a lot of fun, because basically it's a very relaxed environment. We're going to watch the game, talk baseball, especially if kids can come on out. I think we can have a lot of fun.
When and where?
It's going to be at Haines City at Miracle Toyota on July 7th. The Rays are playing the Texas Rangers on the road. The game starts around 2 o'clock, but we're going to start our festivities around 1 o'clock. And like I said, we got a lot of little swag stuff we're going to give away. We give away little bracelets. We give away baseballs, pictures, and obviously hot dogs. And we got some good Latin food, too. So para los latinos que están ahí, que quieren un poquitico de churro and tacos, and along with our hot dogs, we got a little bit of everything over there at Haines City. It's a beautiful little spot.
Dang, Mike, do you do birthday parties, dude?
You absolutely can rent out.
We're going to book you for birthday parties,
okay.
man.
Yeah. I'll teach them hitting for them. That's going to be extra.
Yeah, there you go.
You can definitely rent out Kingmakers for your birthday party.
There you go. There you go.
Ooh,
what is Kingmakers?
Now
Kingmakers.
you got to talk about that.
Yeah. So for those of us that don't know, you're missing out on a great best kept secret in South Tampa. This is a private, members only, shared workspace / business incubator where we're taking equity members that have been there, done that, and want to invest in the next generation of entrepreneurs, or that next generation of entrepreneurs that's looking for guidance, investment in a fun, relaxed setting. We've got dozens of TVs, a hydration station that can meet any of your needs, and a lot of in-house support, from a production studio to our own house marketing and B2B CFO. So it's a place where you can go from your idea to an Etsy store to your brick and mortar to your empire, and you never have to leave the comfort of South Tampa.
I love that. Yeah, work-life balance, got entrepreneurship, you got the whole kind of a Shark Tank feel to it as well.
Absolutely.
You had mentioned too, so people have businesses, they say, hey, I would love to talk to Mike, and somebody who's been there, done that, built successful businesses. It's a great opportunity. I mean, that's valuable to have that opportunity.
Through our foundation, we've earmarked about 6 figures to donate back or invest back into small businesses. So we call it the gathering once a year. If you're an equity or non-equity member, you get the opportunity to talk to a few kings and myself. I don't put myself in that category quite yet, but I'm on my way, and I hope everyone else is too.
I tell you what, I've been now exposed to it, and just the beauty of how they developed and built this out. It's phenomenal, and I think it's going to be a big hit. I think it's a kind of like a crossover between the Oxford Exchange meets the Tampa Club. You know what I mean? A little bit of both, but high end, but also kind of fun and relaxing, and for upper type of events, but also just to come and have some meetings. It's going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, we had a good time. One of the last, I think it was the NCAA, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was
a blast.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? Like, in business settings from 9 to 5, there's conversations we want to have and we just can't. But after a couple cups of confidence in a relaxed setting, we can really learn from others and put our guard down. And I think that's part of the secret of Kingmakers is, lower your shields, become vulnerable, and learn from others that have been there and done it.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike Murphy in the house, Murphy Auto Group. Check him out online. He's got an event on July 7th at Miracle Toyota. That's in Haines City. Also, Orestes Destrade. 30 seconds back to you both. I just want to get final thoughts. Back to you.
Well, I'm just humbled. Big O and I are working fantastic together. You can learn more about our events at miracletoyota.com, Miracle Toyota on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and then how can they find out about your podcast?
YouTube. You're going to see it, and anywhere that you're going to find your podcast. Obviously, Spotify, Apple. But what I want to say is that it's a pleasure to be working with this guy. He's quite the mind, and as more and more that you start figuring, this community starts understanding how diverse and giving back Mike Murphy is. It's a pleasure to work with him and see everything grow in this community, because it is about giving back and blessing our community.
Yeah.
As a former athlete, I really believe in that. Make money, but also make love and friendships and community-minded things.
Give back to the younger generation. I like that. Be that mentor for them. I appreciate that. Mike Murphy, always a pleasure having you in, man. Thanks again. Orestes, pleasure coming in. Thank you for coming in. Absolutely. Slump Busters podcast. Check them out online on YouTube as well. Well, hey, another great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors, our producers, everybody behind the scenes, and please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.